Golfers, are you struggling with how to properly release the golf club in your swing? If so, it's probably causing you to hit big slices, or it might be causing you to hit the ball fat and also thin shots. Hi everybody, Darren Falk here at Break 90 Golf, and today we're going to talk about the proper way and how the pros release the golf club to help them hit the ball more solid, help them to hit the ball farther, and help them get rid of that dreaded slice. So stick around, this is going to be a good one. Okay, golfer, so here's the problem. At some point in the downswing for most golfers, this club face gets open or pointed to the right of the target for the right-handed golfer. Now that inevitably, if I don't do anything, is going to lead the club face open. It's going to lead to a ball that goes off to the right, pushes and or slices. Now, the problem is the way most golfers try to square the club face is incorrect. What they will try to do is release the club or really feel like they're throwing the club at the ball. Now, while this may help to get the club face to point more left, the bigger issue that this does is it actually starts to lengthen my swing, and it's going to cause me to bottom out and hit the ground behind the golf ball, leading to my chunks or bending my arms, leading to my thin shots. So what needs to happen in the golf swing is, in order to first get that solid contact, is I've got to have the club shaft leaning forward. Okay, I've got to have some forward shaft lean to help ensure I hit the ground after the golf ball. But here's the problem for many golfers. As I set up to the golf ball here, okay, so here's my club, right? Pretty much vertical, straight up and down. And if I do that, notice that the ball there is pointed square. Now watch what happens. If all I do is push the handle forward, what's happening to the club face? It's pointed where? To the right. Right? So some golfers might have too much shaft lean with the face open, and they might be trying to square the club going this way, or they might have a tendency to bottom out. Okay, in an effort to try to square the club face, they're going to try to throw or release the club. Okay, so while we need to have the shaft leaning forward, there's one little trick that we need to have to ensure that the club face is also square. So I'm going to do this again. I'm going to hold the shaft up here, and as I push the handle forward, again, what do we notice? The club face opens it to the right. Watch what I'm going to do here. This one little move is the secret. My left wrist, my left forearm, all I'm going to do is take my logo of my glove and my forearm, maybe a little bit of my elbow, and feel as I turn it down. Okay? And notice that little move, what's happening now to the club face. It's now pointed square or at the target. And then from there, if I went ahead and just lowered that down towards the golf ball, okay, there's my forward shaft lean while the club face is still pointed at the target. Okay, that's the key. If we do it incorrectly, the first thing we're going to do is try to square the club face by throwing or releasing. That's going to look like this. While the club face might be square, okay, or even in this case left, I'm going to have an issue with what? Bottoming out behind the golf ball. Conversely, if all I did was just push the handle forward incorrectly, look where that club face is now pointed. So again, what do I need to do? I need to have the handle forward, but while the handle is forward, I need to have the logo of the glove and also feel my left forearm turning down, okay? And I'll do it just with the one hand here. That's all this is. This little move right here that you're gonna feel in your forearm and or your left wrist is the missing piece to hitting those solid, crispy iron shots that your friends are all jealous of. Okay, so how do we go about learning this? And the first thing that we're going to do is just start with making some really, really small swings, because what I want you to get in the habit of is just starting to feel this ball and see this ball curving to the left. So I just put a little noodle down here. You can put a stick of anything, but something very, very close to you, just 10 feet, 12 feet away or so, okay? And all we're going to do is set up to that. All right. And all we're going to do is just make these little golf swings. So I'm going to do some practice swings first, and I'm just going to take this little chip shot. Now watch though as I come into the golf ball. Look what's happening. Notice how this lead wrist is bowing, okay? And also notice though what my forearm is doing. It's turning, okay? It's not staying this way. Opens up the club face. I need to feel some rolling, okay, of that forearm. And if that rolling of the forearm and this down with the left wrist, that's going to allow the club face to square or close. So just going to do, again, a little practice swing here, okay? And there's my feeling, okay? You can see that club face is, again, square or closing, right? And now I'm just going to do a little chip shot here, okay? And there's that ball starting to the left, curling back. Again, just going to start with some little shots here. You can even just do chip shots. We'll get the feet close together. Okay, I've got a pitching wedge here. Pitching wedge or sand wedge is fine. Okay, and again, here's the backswing. And there's the follow through. Okay, now, what do you notice here? From the face-on view, what you can see is you can see the back end of the golf club, right? But as I look down from my viewpoint, what do I see is I see the grooves of the club really right in line with my spine, okay? What this is not, and this is very important, it is not me flipping, okay, or rolling the club over. And that's what I'll see a lot of people doing in an attempt to get this ball to go left. I'll see something like this, okay? And you can see obviously the grooves of the club pointed down to the ground. There's going to be my low pulls. What that also though does is it actually oftentimes gets the swing path or direction to go to the left. And if you slice the golf ball, that's actually just going to make things worse, okay? So this rolling or releasing the club, okay, often gets the swing path going to the left. That's not what we're doing here, okay? So I want you to make sure of that. So again, just these little swings. Again, I'm not turning and flipping the club over. Okay, that's not the release we're looking for. It's the club left wrist turning down while the shaft is leaning forward. That's going to square up the club face. It's also going to start to de-loft the club to help you to get a little bit more distance as well. Okay, so here we are. Just make a little chip shot here. All right, and that's what we're looking for. And again, with these little shots, you can even just feel that that ball just jumping off the club face. Okay, notice how straight my arms are. And again, the club is not past my hands, is it? Okay, the club has not flipped past my hands, yet the ball is starting where? Just left of that noodle, right? Just left of that target. Okay, so do one more. Okay, just a little chip shot, do some practice swings first. Okay, so here's my feeling. I've got the left wrist pointed down. Why I'm feeling this forearm motion as well too. If I just took my right arm out, okay, this is a good way to feel it, just this left arm only, okay? And that is how the pros release the golf club. They do not do this motion, okay? That's what I see with the amateurs flipping the wrist over. That is far different than this motion and this feeling right here. Okay, that's what we're striving for. Club shaft is leaning forward, but the club face via the glove is pointed down. Do one more here. Okay. And there we are. Again, that ball's just jumping off the club face. And look where my finish is. My arms are straight. And again, that grooves of the golf club, the club face, is really kind of pointed right in line with my spine. It's not turning and flipping over, but obviously it's also not staying open because the shaft's leaning forward. Okay. So that's going to be the first way we're going to start, just these little half chip shots. Okay, so from there, after we establish and hit these little chip shots, we're going to slowly start to build up a little bit of a longer swing. And I'm going to keep my same target here, okay? Now, how will I know I'm doing this correctly? Really, the ball flight's going to tell us everything we need to know. If the ball is starting at that target or maybe even a little bit to the right of it and is curving back or staying straight, then my club face must be good. And if I'm hitting the ball solid, then I also know that my shaft must be leaning forward, okay? So it's very simple. The ball is going to tell us everything we need to know. So I'll make a little longer swing. Here's the downswing move. There's that wrist down, shaft forward, wrist down, shaft forward. That's the magic to get these solid iron shots. I'm going to make just a little bit longer swing here. Wrist down, shaft forward. Okay, and there's that ball going pretty much dead straight. Started just right on my target, stayed straight, but notice what it didn't do. It had zero chance of slicing. Okay, and again, with that pitching wedge, notice how low the ball's coming out. That's why I want you to practice this with a higher lofted club, because you're going to practice seeing this ball start to come off a lot lower. That's going to know that we've got that good shaft lane. Okay, so do that again. Again, shaft is forward, wrist is down. Okay, and again, I'm feeling that really with my forearm. It's not the right hand coming over. Okay, that is not what we want for a release. That's the flip. That's going to lead to a lot of issues. Do that again. Shaft down, goes forward. Okay, notice that ball started a little bit left and then actually went even further left. And that's okay. For a lot of golfers, that's a shot that you would actually love to hit. That low pole is going to go pretty far. And as long as it's not getting too far to the left, it's going to be a perfectly fine shot. All right, so do one more. Again, got my target here. Shaft is forward, wrist is down. Okay, that's releasing the golf club. Okay. Right. So again, slowly just building up to a longer swing. But here's my key. My feel is that on the way down, I'm feeling this wrist pointing down towards the ground, my knuckles down, while I'm making sure the shaft is leaning forward. Okay. And that's going to make you start to feel this motion more in the forearm. That's going to help you get rid of the chicken wing, keeping the club face open, but it's also going to help you get rid of the flip as well. Okay, so now what if as you're doing this, you're actually overdoing it and the ball's curving too far to the left? First, I would say good problem to have, right? So I would practice to start with. Let's get this thing to curve as much left as we possibly can. Shaft down, okay. So there's that ball starting left, curving a little bit more left. So what would I need to do if you're overdoing this too much and the ball's curving too far to the left? That tells us that the club face is closing a little bit too quickly. So we don't want to just simply open the face, because that's going to just push the ball out there. So what we need to now, what we're able to now do is start to speed up our body a little bit more. So if you're doing this and the ball starts to curve too far to the left on you, that's a sign that the club face is closing too much and too quickly. So that club is probably passing the hands a little bit. Okay. It is closing, right? And there's the hook. Rather than thinking in terms of let's just open this thing, what I would want you to do is start to feel like you're speeding up your pivot. And that's going to help get the club face to point a little bit more to the right. Okay. So again, do it the wrong way. So this would be that I don't have any body and just do all with the wrist. Okay. That shot might come in handy coming out of trees maybe sometime. Right, but obviously he's getting in trouble. But what do you notice about that is the ball is going what? Hard left. It's jumping off the club face. Okay, but obviously that's going to be too much. So what I want you to feel is not an attempt to try to open the face, but now just simply feel that you're speeding up your pivot and speeding up your body a little bit more. Okay, so again, here's the drill. This would be me doing too much with the wrist. We can see that club face pointed down. So in order to slow that down, we just need to feel like we're speeding up the body just a little bit more. Okay, that's the feel we want to have coming through. So again, left wrist down, shaft is forward. Now I speed the pivot up. Okay, and there's the shot we're looking for. All right, ball that stays really pretty much straight the entire time. Maybe had a little bit of left bias, a little bit of draw, but notice the contact was fantastic and that ball had zero chance of slicing off to the right. Golfers, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you found it helpful. If you have not already done so, please make sure that you are subscribed to this channel. You can just click on the link here below. That will alert you when new videos are put out. If you would like to work with me where I can really help you with your game, we can do so in person, or we can also do so online via the Skillest app, and you'll see links to both of those in the comments below. Give us a try. Let me know if this allows you to hit the ball more solid and if this helps you to start getting a little bit more of a draw. As always, I appreciate you joining me and look forward to seeing you again next time.